I just feel that, and now I'm slowly moving to the side of, yeah, we need another one. We need another T'Challa. But what will also happen, my belief, is that with the prevalence of the multiverse, we could still get another T'Challa. We could still get someone to come in that capacity. Now, at the end of that trailer, and hopefully everybody saw it, when we had that scene with Black Panther, that didn't look like a man. That didn't look like a man shape. That looked like a woman. Specifically,
because it was.
Right. Specifically, it looked like Shuri to me.
Okay.
You could disagree. We'll find out in a couple of months. But I think that T'Challa is coming back. I think that Marvel understands that Black Panther is too important in just as a role, as a cultural event. And I think that Marvel is still going to get us a T'Challa specifically.
Do you think it'd be part of the new Avengers?
A part of the new Avengers. That's too far down the timeline for me, man. I'm still trying to digest Multiverse of Madness and Miss Marvel, which we'll get into that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't worry about it.
Don't do that, because Miss Marvel served its purpose. Marvel is giving us chapters to a book.
Correct.
Marvel is giving us little short stories that will all interconnect.
Right.
So
I agree.
If Miss Marvel was a little whack, and it was, I'm waiting for the slings and arrows to come from the audience. But if Miss Marvel as a property unto itself was a little whack, I think that we don't have the full picture yet.
I think, okay, I like Miss Marvel.
Did you?
I did. I like Miss Marvel.
Can you? Now we hear. Wait a minute. I made some valid points. But please tell us why you enjoyed Miss Marvel.
I enjoyed Miss Marvel because I got a chance to see a look into a culture that I really don't know that much about, and I actually learned a lot about the Pakistani Muslim culture.
That's very true.
I liked that. I liked how they portrayed Kamala.
That's very true.
Kamala.
That's very. Oh, do it right.
I thought that was really cool. I think Iman Vellani, the young lady who plays her, did a really good job.
That's very true.
I feel that for the most part, they got what G. Willow Wilson wanted from the character, the creator. I felt like they got that. The problem I had with it is really minor, and it's just basically like I'm not crazy about where her powers come from, knowing what it's like in the comics.
Okay.
But they did that to set up something else that I really want in the MCU, and that's mutants. Because it's been way too long since we have mutants in the MCU, and they've been trying to dance around it, kind of halfway say it. Mm-hmm. So now it's about to happen, and if this is what needs to happen in order for me to see the X-Men in the MCU, then let's do it. Let's everybody get over it. Just let's wait on it. Let's
so you agree that the series was just okay? Because you just said we need to get over it.
No, I'm just saying get over not liking it and let's go. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, Amelia, you were gonna say something?
I did not watch the Miss Marvel yet.
You're better for it.
I feel that way,
Don't
which
stop
is why
saying
I have not put it on the watch list yet.
You're better for it. You're better. Good for you. But
Okay. So it's okay. Okay. So Miss Marvel, WandaVision. Oh, let's go.
Nah, man.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
That's not even close. It's not even close.
No. This is the same man. You say Wanda, but he gets up and turns into the Hulk.
What? So he liked WandaVision?
He did not.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I did not like WandaVision. Okay, I'm sorry. Did y'all like WandaVision?
Bad.
Did y'all what? Y'all like WandaVision?
WandaVision's bad.
Get out. No.
It was such a slow burn. It took. I liked it, but it just you can't.
WandaVision was
rush
cotton
it.
candy. WandaVision was cotton candy. It was sweet. It was a real treat. But as soon as it dissolved in your mouth, it was gone.
Hawkeye was that.
It had no substance.
That was
it
Hawkeye.
had none. No
That was
substance.
Hawkeye.
Okay, I'm gonna get on Hawkeye in a minute. But WandaVision was cotton candy. Let me explain why. WandaVision was touted as something that would change the whole storytelling superhero genre, right? So, you know, we got the whole
Who
sitcom.
touted it as that?
We got the whole sitcom vibe. You know, they gave us the different sitcom vibes from the different decades. Okay, get over yourself. So, but I never left an episode of WandaVision feeling satisfied. I was always like, okay, when's Mephisto coming? When is when are we getting?
That was your mistake.
And they gave us red herrings, like when Quicksilver showed up, and then the internet and the world went ablaze. Oh, we're gonna bring. They're bringing the X-Men into it, and then he turned out to be what? Fred Boner.
Right.
What was that character's name?
Right. Yeah.
Something like that.
So
Whatever,
it was.
that was whack. Whatever.
Yes, that was whack. Thank you for admitting that.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you.
a tease, is what it was.
Yes,
Listen.
because each episode you're like, okay, when's it coming? Paul Bettany had teased, oh, I worked with an actor who I've always wanted to work with before, coming up episodes.
Right.
Who was that? Himself?
Right.
No, man, don't do that.
Hey,
So
man,
when I ain't done yet. When Monica said, my friend, she was talking about somebody who was going to bring her some technology or something, and the internet went ablaze. Oh, she's talking about Mr. Fantastic. She's talking about so on and so forth. And then, did we even see who that was?
No.
It was a red herring.
They mentioned his name.
We didn't see.
We didn't see who that was.
Right,
So,
they mentioned his name.
so they gave us. I see you. I got you.
Oh, you're coming up here. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
you come in there to defend that nonsense. So they put all of these teasers out there and never really fulfilled them. Uh-oh, what's happening?
They're getting the wireless mic.
Oh Lord, questions, comments from the audience.
You guys.
So you're right. It's about to get for real up in here in a minute. But they threw out all of these teasers and never really fulfilled them. They gave us snippets, and it was like, okay, we're gonna give them enough to keep them coming back for next week. And you came back next week, and it was just like, okay, this kind of sucked. Maybe the last episode was okay when there was a big fight. Oh, I tell you what, Agatha, it was Agatha all along. That was a bop. I dug that. That was the only part that I dug. I'm sorry. WandaVision sucked.
Listen, look, I agree with
couldn't
you.
do it.
I agree with you that.
I know you do,
listen,
'cause I'm right.
Yeah, well, okay, relax. There was some things that really got me about WandaVision. Like, you know, I was cool with the different time periods, and the commercials were kind of cool. I liked how the story unfolded, but what I didn't like was there was no like real villain until it was Agatha, and Agatha was the villain, and I'm like, what? So that didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. And when they had those other people coming in and making you think it was going to be one thing or the other, and you know, you had Monica Rambeau, you had what you thought was Quicksilver. I mean, to me, okay, look, and every week everybody was like, okay, that was kind of so-so, but it's going to get better next week. It'll get better next week.
And it did.
This is the week it's going to get better.
And it did.
Man, look, WandaVision was the biggest troll job Marvel did on everything.
Yes. Y'all ain't gonna fall for that. I'm gonna
The biggest troll job. But again, it's getting me closer to what I want. It's getting me closer to Kang. It's getting me closer to all that other stuff. It got me closer to Doctor Strange.
Man, whatever.
You know, we're not really talking about that.
So you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
we can hear
Okay,
you.
just wanted to check.
Yeah, we can hear you. Now turn your mic off because that was trash. Okay, so yeah, that's how I feel about WandaVision. But back on this trailer, so we can move on to the next
Right,
thing.
right.
Because we got down a rabbit hole of MCU hate for no reason.
Oh no, I've got a well full of MCU hate. I say that we continue on this. Okay, go ahead first.
So you're basically saying that Miss Marvel is worse than WandaVision?
No, I'm not saying that.
He would never say that.
It's better than WandaVision. I'm not saying it was. So if we're looking at rankings, right?
Oh, do we have to?
Yes, we have to. If we're looking, because these people don't know my opinion and I want to express it.
All right.
So if we're looking at rankings, right?
Right.
At the top, and it's changed since we talked about it on our show Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. It's changed because after digesting it and looking at the bigger picture, it it kind of shifts because you see where everything is put, and you're right, you see where everything is put into place in the grander scheme of things. So, I would say number one, Loki.
Okay, yes.
For the TV
Loki.
shows?
Can I get an amen from the congregation for that?
You can get an
Okay.
amen from
Apparently
me.
no.
For the TV shows?
I think that's decent.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on, no. Finish your list and then we're gonna go to the crowd.
Okay,
We'll just
okay.
bring the mic
And
up.
number one is Loki.
Okay.
2, now I'm gonna catch it for this, and I'm gonna call it by its rightful name: Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Okay. Slowly I get the crowd back on my side.
For now.
3. Right. 3. Oh man. 3. Who else? What else is there?
Miss Marvel.
What else is
Hawkeye.
there? It's your list, man.
Miss Marvel. No, it ain't Miss Marvel. It ain't Scarlet Witch. WandaVision.
Okay.
Hawkeye. I wanted to like Hawkeye a lot more.
That's
than
the
I did.
bubblegum. That's the bubblegum show. That was supposed to be.
Come on, that musical number though? Come on, man.
Man,
I'm a sucker for a musical.
Could you imagine the
I was
automobile
suck-
characters doing that?
My favorite episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer is Once More with Feeling. I'm a sucker for a good musical.
Okay, so that's
I'm a sucker
no,
for-
no.
Come on now.
You're getting the snaps for
Hey!
that. You're getting the snaps for the music.
Okay, so that's your list.
No.
Oh, okay.
So, geez, there's so many.
At the bottom.
What? Yeah, because
So many at the bottom.
well, I would say my very last one is WandaVision, and then a notch before that is Miss Marvel.
Damn.
Yes.
So we got somebody want to say,
Yeah.
he, you know,
He
wait,
walked away.
He walked away.
I said, all right, I'm out.
John Moran, he finally did it. A grumpy old nerd.
Yeah, go ahead.
First off, the disrespect. But I appreciate the honesty. It made me lose my track of mind. You said WandaVision is last?
Dead
That's
last.
it. Okay.
Dead
cool.
last.
This is my thing. The things that you have said on stage that bothered you about WandaVision
Yes.
were your own things. They were your own perceptions.
Yes.
Marvel never advertised or said that these things they put in here would be these things. And it's the same issue I had when I went to go see The Last Jedi. There were all these rumors, there were all these plots that people were putting out there. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Ooh, if they do that, that'd be great. I was so focused on that stuff from the fans that I didn't see the real picture.
Bro, you forgot who did that movie.
Hold on. I don't want to pull up my sleeves because we can go at Ryan Johnson too. But what I'm saying is, I didn't get to take in Ryan Johnson's movie because I was listening to everybody else. And I had to go watch it again and see what he put out there. And I feel like that's the same thing with WandaVision. You got to watch WandaVision for what WandaVision put out there, not the fans and not the theories and things that they put out there. Because then you're hyped and you're searching for that instead of taking in the story and watching this woman go through this emotional roller coaster of drama and trauma that she feels throughout the entirety of the series.
I'm sorry, I dozed off for a moment. No, and I get that, but I wasn't necessarily listening to everyone around. My perception of the story was it wasn't really holding my attention. Now, Wanda's emotional journey is definitely a large part of it, and that was interesting to see that happen. But after a while, I got tired of the whining. And then I had to fall back on the superhero stuff. And the superhero stuff was, well...
Not existing.
It's something about to happen, something about to happen. First episode, well, something about to happen. Second episode, well, something about to happen. Third episode, well, something even better about to happen. And it became, like Rod said, this giant tease. Because when they trolled out Evan Peters, that was a troll job. That was a definite troll job. Because anything other than him being Quicksilver from another universe was wrong. They did that strictly. Come on now. Okay, hey, y'all gonna have me up here preaching in a minute. That was for real. Like, okay, we want people to talk about this on the interwebs, strictly. So yes, that's anything else I can dump on.
Hey man, WandaVision. You know my thoughts on WandaVision, but I don't know if it's at the bottom.
Dead last.
It's not.
You was like dead last.
It's not dead last.
Dead last.
It's not
Okay.
dead last.
You know what though? Mine differs a little bit only in that I think I would put Falcon and the Winter Soldier #1 for TV. I would put that #1 simply because of what it brought up and what it revealed to us that made sales of Truth, Red, White, and Black shoot up, and it's something that's been discontinued for years. They actually had to re-release it because so many people were looking for it. And as far as Loki's concerned, I think Loki is probably like right behind that for me. I liked Hawkeye, and then I put Ms. Marvel and WandaVision. So, but that's only because I was upset, and it wasn't because I was looking for anything.
Where's Moon Knight?
Oh, Moon Knight is in there. Moon Knight, you know what? Moon Knight is right after. Moon Knight is right before Hawkeye. So that would be
Third.
That would be third. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So that would be third. All right. So again, WandaVision was big troll job, and I understand what my man is saying, but in terms of like going into it with your own perception, but when your own perception is kind of used against you.
Yes.
And you like looking at it, and then they give you these little clues which don't lead anywhere. That tends to perturb people. I don't want to use the other word, but that tends to that tends to put people off somewhat. And you look at her trauma, and then the trauma she suffers while subjugating an entire town to her will and making it what she wants instead of what they want with their lives, kind of makes her a villain, which they talk about in the next film. But I felt like Captain Marvel should have addressed that in that series when she came through that wall.
Where's What If?
You know what? What if is before? To be honest, What If is number one for me.
What If would be one.
Yeah, if I'm taking that into account, What If would be one. Absolutely.
Okay, you're wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Come on, Percy.
All good.
Give us your list, Percy.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, y'all.
So
Let me begin my thesis.
So let's just talk about Marvel for just a minute. Marvel knows exactly what they're doing.
My
Okay.
opening statement.
Yes, I'm just gonna put it out there.
I got you.
So once we was all burned out with the Avengers and Endgames and stuff like that, and Spider-Man, and all of a sudden here comes WandaVision, this lovely show that everybody loved except John Moran.
You right?
That's my number one. That's my number one.
Wait, in real
WandaVision?
life?
That's my number one.
She said in real life, like everybody was like,
Okay, I'm just
Now,
checking.
and the
real,
reason,
man?
and the reason why, and the reason why I'm saying it personally, because I was burnt out, and I needed something different to see. And
get
this
that.
and WandaVision actually brought me back, because I didn't want to see another Marvel movie for at least another 3 years. At least I was burnt out, because how in the world can you, after Endgames, what's next? How can you, as a true fan, like, how can they beat that? How can they make that even better? So when WandaVision came out for me, I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then of course Loki came out, I'm like, oh man, this is even better. It's getting good. And then of course came Captain America and Winter Soldier, which was, I think, one of the best TV shows out there.
Okay. Come on now. You want to roll? Except
And
that
then-
first trash one, but you want to roll that.
And then of course Moon Knight. Then Miss Marvel. And I can't wait to see She-Hulk. I think that's gonna make a difference too.
once they fix the CGI, it's all good.
I don't care. I like a woman in green. That's all I'm gonna say. I like a woman in green.
Okay, yeah, okay. Auntie Amayu. let's go right past that.
Well, I
Okay.
just said I like a woman in green.
Yes, you did. How many of these shows did you actually watch, Amayu?
The only ones that I saw were Loki, Winter Soldier, Captain America, and WandaVision.
Okay, so out of those three,
So mine would be Winter Soldier first,
okay,
Nice.
Loki,
see, there you go. Boom.
and then WandaVision. And I feel like even if I did watch the other ones, WandaVision would be on the list.
Good for you.
And I don't feel like it was horrible. It's just it did take forever to get to it. It was a very slow burn.
They did that on purpose.
I know. I don't have to like it.
It can be a slow burn and still be entertaining
It was.
It was entertaining.
At the time, it was.
at the time.
At the
Okay.
time.
So because we're
Got it.
oh yeah, come on, sir.
Yes, sir.
Come on, sir. Uh-oh.
There we
Okay,
go.
I hear you.
now we got you.
All right. I do have to say,
Uh-oh.
I'm agreeing with actually John the most up there.
Oh, man.
But I do think Miss Marvel's getting a bad rap. I don't think it's fair as a fellow grumpy old man to even be ranking it because it was made, like they said, for like a younger audience. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So like my 12-year-old daughter, seeing her appreciate like it,
That's
you
true.
connect to this young girl,
Excellent
want to be a superhero. So the fact that the old bid ranked the show that was made for young females low, kind of.
Means they did their job.
You know, it'd be like reading
Excellent
a
point.
children's book and saying, "This is not deep enough for me." It wasn't made.
point.
So I
Excellent
don't think
point.
Miss Marvel. I just want to keep that in mind as Miss Marvel's record low. That wasn't made for anybody currently on the stage.
No, and that's an excellent point.
I
But
agree,
I
I
would
agree.
counter that by saying that Marvel prides itself on being all inclusive and bringing in, the hardcore fan, the peripheral fan as well. So I still want to be able to watch this show. And you're right, I was watching it, and as I was watching it, I was like, okay, they have emojis on the screen right now. This isn't for me. But I still would like to be drawn into this. Like the young lady, the actress who is Miss Marvel, I think she's great. But I just think storytelling-wise, I mean, yeah, it wasn't for me, but still saw it.
All right.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
we got
Alright,
you.
So what I personally think is that for WandaVision and Moon Knight, I think they're like transitional shows that lead into Blade. Because I feel like if they were to just like release Blade without introducing like magic or like supernatural stuff,
Right.
a lot of audience members would be like, what's going on here? So
Right.
I think that's, to me at least, that's the whole point of those two shows maybe.
yes, ma'am.
Possibly, yeah. I agree. They're definitely some type of bridge to what's getting ready to happen. And a lot of people, other than people of a certain age who really know about Blade, shout out to Wesley Snipes who did the original on film. If he would just show up now in the MCU, I think a lot of people would be scrambling for Wikipedia or Google, rather than just saying, oh, okay, Blade, cool, let's roll with it. So I definitely agree with you on that point.
So I think she's absolutely right, and I agree with her because when we got the first two phases of Marvel, they slowly opened up the comic book pages and brought in comic stuff. Iron Man 1, as we all know, is a big movie, but it was super, super grounded in what they would call their reality. But then Iron Man 2 got a little bit bigger, to where we're at the point where Tony Stark can control 40 different Iron Man suits at the same time, and it's like they are opening our minds slowly, or the casual fan, because we are.
Right.
The casual fan to believe in how comic these people can be without, so they can take it seriously. And that's what Marvel has to do again. Now we're about to venture into new realms, new worlds, new dimensions. We're going to be talking about planets eating each other, for a reality to exist. And that stuff has to be slowly brought into making us believe in it, making us be able to take that context. And that's what Phase 4 has been for me anyway, or what I thought it to be, and I can't wait to see what else they do. So I've been feeling you, sir. Right? I feel like we're on the same path. But so when you ask a question or say something like, what can Marvel do to top Endgame? I don't think, as far as feelings and emotions in that moment, Marvel's never going to top Endgame for what they did. Because I cried 3 times in that movie. And it was for stuff that I had been wanting to see for so long.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
right.
So that being able to see things on that scale and emotionally as a fan, they're not going to top that. But are they going to bring us continued excitement where we're going to be jumping out of our seats and we're still going to be wanting to see it and stuff? Because we still have the X-Men, we still have the Fantastic Four, like all that's on the horizon. So I just don't think because it's like when the first time you pull up a comic book and you fell in love with comics.
Right.
No matter how cool or how masterful something has been done, nothing's going to amount to that first time.
Right.
Because there are way better writers and stuff from, especially my first book was X-Men 17. There are
Okay.
tons of writers that can write better than that,
Yep.
artists that can draw better than that.
Yeah,
book,
absolutely,
but
yeah.
you're not going to get me past that first time I saw
Yes.
Wolverine standing in front of Omega Red over the laid bodies of the X-Men fighting to save them.
Come on now.
Right.
Come on now. You're right, but you agree with Percy, so I got to give you the side eye. I'm sorry. I can't.
No, I'm with him. I'm
okay,
talking about
Percy.
Endgame. When Cap picked up Mjolnir, I got goosebumps.
Yes, same.
I got goosebumps.
Since the first Iron Man film, I was waiting for Avengers Assemble. And then when that happened, I almost got up in the theater and saluted. Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh. Come on, young lady. Tell us we're all wrong and explain why. I know. That's why I'm. Yes, ma'am.
In Endgame, when I saw
It's on, Faye.
in Endgame, when I first saw the portals opening up, showing all of my favorite characters, I was super excited because in Infinity War, I just disliked how they did my boy Spider-Man and also
Me too.
like I was so sad. But then when everyone came back in Endgame, I was very excited, and also that scene in Endgame where Wanda confronted Thanos and she said, "You took everything from me," and then Thanos said, "I don't even know who you are."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was this huge fight. It was so fire.
That's spot on. I mean,
I laughed out loud. He's like, I don't even know who you are.
okay, no,
You will.
Here come the mama.
She was nice to me.
Yes, she was. I'm scared of you. Let's go.
I know you're not. So what I'm going to say is I remember going to a press screening of Infinity War.
A press screen.
Oh, stop it.
Well, yes, pardon us. Oh, yeah. You went to a press. Please continue. Regale us with your stories of the press screen.
Credentials and stuff.
I say that to say this, is that I was in a room full of really jaded people who
Okay.
watch these things for a living, and we're paid to pick them apart.
Right.
But Infinity War, what it did at the end of it, when things happen, because you have to remember how if that feeling we still had this feeling of this revelatory feeling of discovering T'Challa for the greater people, right? And then to see him kind of just go away. There was dead silence. It was dead silence at the end of that movie with the press corps.
Yes.
And then someone yelled from the back row, "Marvel, you suck."
But I would say this though, with that, everybody who's a real fan, when they saw all that happening, was like, oh, okay. So how are they gonna bring them back?
Yes. Yes.
Because they knew they were coming back. The people who didn't know any better were definitely in shock because I was in a dead silent theater when people started getting dusted. So you're right.
Think about that the majority of people who watch the MCU are watching the MCU. They don't have our basic knowledge of the book, which is why, and here I'm coming for you.
Center of the mic. Center of the mic.
Yeah, the mic went out. I
I
did
was
that.
trying to eat it, but it was
No, your hand. Bring your hand up.
That motion you're doing, Ron.
Ladies and
Bring
gentlemen,
it
this is from Your Nerds After Dark. Roy, you need to put up the
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
disclaimer, please.
Put up that disclaimer real quick.
anyway, so the whole thing about what they've done with the series that I think a lot of people are missing, including maybe you, I don't know, is that, suddenly it got better, right? Is that they were looking for, it felt like they needed a tonal shift after Endgame. And to your point, that's what they did with WandaVision, is a complete tonal shift of the universe to try to open you up to the other things that they were going, the other genres that they were going to try to add after WandaVision came in. Think about every episode of that show was almost a different genre. Don't you roll your eyes.
Okay, so they shifted tone. I agree with you. They definitely shifted tone. They shifted tone to trash mode.
Right there.
That's why he's on this. That's why he's on this podcast. Yeah, it was bad. Come on. We're still on this train.
Real quick, because I need some clarification. Would you rather watch WandaVision or Batman v Superman?
That's a
Oh, wait.
great question.
Don't bring the DC dumpster.
That's
fire.
Yeah, let's go.
No,
Let's go to DC.
I'm just saying
Batman v
because
Superman.
I'm just saying because the thing is, that for me, and we'll see if you guys agree or not. Marvel at this point doesn't have to hit a home run every time that they come out to play.
Every time.
But Marvel has been getting base hits, doubles, and triples every time they come out to play.
Right.
And they've been driving things home because, as I forgot which one of y'all said it, these are chapter pieces. We are literally at the point right now where Marvel is giving us video comic books on screen. WandaVision was a nine-part story, nine-part comic.
Absolutely, I agree.
And these things are being given to us in a way that we've never had in our fandom before. Now, I remember before Endgame came, people were like, we're tired of the Marvel formula. Switch it up. Let directors direct. Get creative. Take some chances. Phase 4 has been nothing but that. Directors directing the way they want to. Changing it up.
You're right.
Being creative. Doing all these different things. And people are still complaining about it.
Speaking of that, Taika Waititi needs to put Thor down and walk away slowly.
Oh my God.
So wait.
Down and walk away slowly.
Let's get into Thor real quick, and then I do want to talk about the DC Universe because since we have a knowledgeable audience, I have a question for the audience.
Why do you suck so bad?
Thor Love and Thunder. I went into the film knowing that it was supposed to be, and I'm using air quotes, funny. Funny is also subjective. So what's funny for someone else may not necessarily be funny for me. So once you take away the humor, is the story valid? Is the story still going to keep my attention even if I'm not laughing at that particular joke? The answer is no. That film was, I don't want to say, it wasn't horrible. Was it horrible? Are we going to say it's horrible?
Hey, you talking, man. You
So
say what you need to say.
So, right. So, Taika Waititi, he needs to stop and leave these.
What did you call it?
Put some respect on
Taika
that.
Waititi.
Put some respect on that.
Did I not say it right?
Taika Waititi.
That's what I said.
All right, keep going.
So Taika Waititi,
And then he fusses
he's
at
got
me
to
when I
stop.
do it.
Huh?
Nods.
And then he fusses at me when I do it. Really?
So he tried to. He was telling here's something that I thought about as I walked out of the theater. He was trying to tell the film through Korg's eyes, and Korg, in retelling this film, was telling it in an amusing way. It's just that I didn't find it amusing. And when Thor was standing there, had the ships and his legs out. Spoilers, by the way. We spoil stuff on this show, so just so you know. When Thor was holding the two ships at bay with his arms crossed and his legs out, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a long time. This ain't gonna be no happy trip. And I just feel that they took someone, they took these characters, and for the sake of comedy, took them out of character. Like Zeus ain't funny. Zeus is the god of gods. And why is he out there throwing one-liners and wiping away Thor's clothes? That's not Zeus.
Hey, that scene,
I
think
that wasn't for you, bro.
was very
Was that another thing that wasn't for me?
That was one of my favorite
Snap your
parts
fingers?
of Love and His Thunder.
That wasn't.
I mean,
that wasn't-
Love and Thunder.
You were waiting for Mjolnir to come out? Okay,
that wasn't for you. that was for the ladies.
Okay. Well, no.
Okay, go ahead, my bad.
No, I'm done. I ain't gonna touch that.
You know, all my friends and everybody when they saw our original review of the movie,
Yes.
and I said I don't know if I said it was trash, but I was not happy, right? So, you know, they all got on me afterwards and were like, oh man, you just crapped all over the film and you just didn't, you gotta understand, that's just how Taika Waititi is as a director. I was like, bro, I know, I watched Ragnarok. I know that. I know what to expect from this guy, right? But it's like he went out of his way to do more than what he did with Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So that's what I was unhappy with. But back to your question about Batman v Superman, I thought Batman v Superman was really good in idea. It was really good in idea. I think it fell short in terms of the process, in terms of the writing and where they were trying to get these characters to go. So I don't think it was trash. I feel like it was. I mean, if I had to give it a letter grade, I'd say it was probably like a C+.
But would you rather watch that or WandaVision? That was his question.
I think I would rather watch the extended version of Batman v Superman and see all that rather than watch WandaVision.
You want to see more of them fighting over their mamas?
Listen, man, all that Martha stuff, I can look over that.
Martha!
As long as I
That's
get,
my mother's
look,
name, too.
Yeah, and I was like, yes, it is. Give me Doomsday and the Kryptonite, please. Can I see that? Can I see Wonder Woman fighting with her sword? I didn't get the lasso too much, but you know, I want to see Batman. I don't really want to see Batman killing people, but I did want to see Batman do his thing. So you know, if I had to go through Martha to get to that.
Wait, say the name again.
I could do that.
If you had to get through what?
Martha.
Wait a minute. Which Batman was in that one?
Ben
That
Affleck.
was Ben Affleck.
Oh,
Yeah,
But
Go ahead.
But okay, so and I'm warning the audience who may not have seen this show. We go off on tangents and don't come back, so please excuse us. But let's talk about DC
Worst
real
Batman.
quick.
Worst Batman ever.
We're equal opportunity offenders, so we got to talk about DC too. I'm asking you all,
Affleck.
and I'm also asking you all, what would you
Reindeer
do?
Games, Beer Affleck. Ian Affleck.
What would you do
The only thing he
to
has
straighten
scored-
Marvel out? What would you do to straighten Marvel,
Marvel out
out?
of
No,
DC.
DC, I'm sorry. What would you do to
Straighten out
straighten DC out?
Go ahead, person.
I said
I'm sorry, May.
Oh no, that's good. I'm good on that. I'll stick with Marvel. So what would you? I would just not.
So wait, have you given up on DC altogether?
I mean, I'll still occasionally go watch their movies, but I'm definitely not a fan.
You're not
Sorry.
gonna go see Black Adam?
Yes, you're gonna go see
I'll
Black
go
Adam.
see it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do you know who's in Black Adam?
Yeah.
That's why she's going to see Black Adam.
And doesn't he have a news scene in the beginning when he says Shazam? I'm
What?
just kidding. Let's stop.
I was about to say.
Tricking me? Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I bet you was like, wait, do I need to buy my tickets now?
ladies and gentlemen, this
Buying
is
2 tickets now.
Old Purple Man After Dark. You know,
Okay. So what would you all do? Let's hear from the crowd. What are you gonna do? My girl over here was ready.
So, Mr. Percy.
I thought I was gonna say something first.
No, you trying to put the rock naked.
No.
Let's see what you got to say.
In my opinion, DC movies are too serious, and I like Marvel movies because they could be serious and also have humor in it. So with DC movies, I would put some humor in it because the only DC movies that have humor in it are Shazam and 2 of the Suicide Squad movies.
Okay. So are you looking forward to Shazam, Fury of the God?
Yeah.
You are? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you, ma'am. I like how she accentuated the point. She said,
This is the easiest question that you guys have asked all night. They literally need to copy the formula for the animated series. That's it.
Absolutely. We've been saying that for the longest.
All they have to do is, actually, they have to deep fake Ezra's face on the Flash movie. So they can have
We're
Flashpoint.
going to talk about that too.
Once you have Flashpoint, you just set the world up in an animated series.
Where have we
as
heard
the
that
live
from?
action and just do everything that they did. Copy it frame for frame,
That's exactly what I said.
move for move. Don't try to get creative. Stick to the
Right.
dang cartoon.
Right. Just copy it.
Okay.
Start
Okay, give
off
me my
after
phone.
Flashpoint
Give
with
me my
Justice League
phone.
War. Justice League War.
I would just say that they need to have something that's coherent. It seems like they're just jumping around. They don't understand the tone. They need a Kevin Feige, like
Yes,
plain and
yes.
simple. There's nobody who's
DC, I'm
really
available.
totally overseeing their movie franchises. I mean, because they have the most iconic characters
Yes.
pretty much in the world,
Yes.
and they
That
just
is
keep
true.
fumbling the ball
Yes.
and not grabbing the bag.
Not only do they have the most iconic, but Warner Brothers has access to all of their characters.
All of them.
Exactly.
Where Marvel had to work with probably 40% of their characters.
Exactly. I mean, and,
And
they've
did what they
already
did.
they've already set it up with the whole multiversal thing that they did when they had the 2 Flashes meet, which I
Right.
thought was brilliant, which perfectly ties in all of their properties in a way that, in some ways Marvel really hasn't done yet.
Listen, I think they need to go on ahead and just break Grant Gustin off of the money and just say, dude, you're our new Flash. You've been doing it for I don't know how many seasons now. It's about to get whacked on CW. Come on down. Make some real movie money and be the Flash.
Do I want Grant Gustin as my movie Flash though?
Yes,
Yes, because he
Yes.
runs right.
Right. You don't run like this.
you don't run like you're swimming.
Ezra Miller was not hired on his running ability. Because no one I know runs like this, even if you're running slow. I'm sorry.
Oh, there's no reason to be sorry. I was rambling. So to the point that you made about going frame for frame, I have been saying that since Mask of the Phantasm. Yes, I'm old. But, I mean, those DC animated movies have only gotten less good. You know, they're all still very, very well done, and the stories are really told.
Euphemism?
So
Less good?
I can, yes.
Worse.
I'm just saying that they're all good,
Less
so
good.
they're just not, you know, there's not a bad one among them unless we meet Soul of the Batman, maybe? I don't know.
Ooh, leave Soul of the Batman alone.
Oh,
Right.
the animated ones? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. And so there's this thing that DC is missing and Warner Brothers is missing, and part of it is because there's turmoil at the top of their corporate chain.
Uh-oh, give us a tea, girl.
Well, I mean, they just had a big sale.
Nobody
And
knows comics?
Right. Nobody knows comics. They're just trying to make these blockbuster movies, and nobody's interested in knowing the comics. What they need to do is, like Marvel, they need a Feige, but they also need someone who is interested in developing beyond their own personal characters. Like maybe Jeff Johns just isn't your dude.
Not
And-
it's because it's not Green Lantern. That's why. if it was Green Lantern related, he'd be all over it.
Yeah.
I promise you. But look, like Uncle John said, hey, DC, you can give me a fourth of what you pay Jim Lee. I'll do it.
Man, I will straighten them out in 5 minutes. So, how do we move past Flash, knowing that Ezra Miller is out there kidnapping people?
Yeah,
and they finished the film.
They're not
So
gonna
now he's
release
out there.
I
People
don't-
have restraining orders on him.
I don't think they're going to release it. I honestly don't think they're going to release
You don't think they're going to release it?
it. Not even on video. I mean, not even on streaming.
I
they're gonna
think they're
have to-
contract. I think at this point they're trying to. They're having meetings. Scuttlebutt says that they're having meetings. A lot of sourced stories on the Hollywood Reporter and Variety saying that that they've called emergency meetings to talk about Ezra Miller and what they are out there doing to terrorizing the populace of Hawaii.
And he's on an island, like he can't go nowhere. He's on a damn island.
And then he's showing up on, and then they are showing up on their Instagram, mocking authorities, haha, you can't find me, this sort of thing. But I think part of the problem is that they're contractually obligated to way too many people to completely not release it.
Yeah.
We're going to have to see it at some point.
Now, this is supposed to be their soft reboot for their universe. So they just seem to be digging themselves even deeper. We haven't even talked about Amber Heard. So you know, it's just like,
That's,
okay,
hey, that's a simple one now.
right.
That's a simple
how do
one
we?
now.
Okay, thank you. So I don't take you as well. So here's my thing. Here's how I would fix it, because you know I'm a doer. I would give you Black Adam. I'm at this point I'm forgetting everything else, because even Wonder Woman, they messed that up with Wonder Woman '84. So I'm no, it's not.
Sorry.
Was that gas?
It felt like it.
That movie was trash.
Yeah, it was terrible. So
That's the only Marvel. No.
Black Adam is my starting point, right? Don't do that. I'm starting off at Black Adam. I've already got the new Aquaman in the can, and you know, it's just him. And I start all over again. I've got the Shazams, which Shazam and Black Adam are so closely tied together, and then I just start all over again. I just say, forget it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again. And I want DC to do what Marvel did in terms of hiring actors. You don't think of Iron Man or Tony Stark unless you think of Robert Downey Jr. Chris Evans will forever be Captain America.
Oh, sorry. Lady on the panel.
You know what? That's all right. I ain't mad at you. But I need someone like Batman. Who's Batman? Is it
Ben Affleck.
Is it
Michael Keaton.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Christian Bale is Batman.
And
Michael
now-
Keaton is
Christian
old
Bale is
Bruce
Batman.
Wayne.
Right.
What'd you say?
Christian Bale is Batman. Michael Keaton is old Bruce Wayne for Batman Beyond. What they need to do.
Right.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
So-
You've got different versions.
Well, I mean, but that's no. So what I said was,
that Christian Bale is Batman, and that Michael Keaton is old Bruce Wayne for Batman Beyond, which they need to do because we've had too many Batmans.
Yes.
That's my point, though. But Michael Keaton, like when you look at that cartoon and look at Michael Keaton, it's like it's crazy. It's like dude drew him because
like
of
he
who
drew
Michael
Keaton.
Keaton.
Yeah.
Right, I get it.
And Michael
that.
Keaton is actually in the new Flash film as old Batman.
Unfortunately, yeah, which sucks.
As Thomas Wayne.
So let's do this. Let's do this. I'm not looking at anybody in the past. Who are we looking at ideally? Because they're even getting rid of Henry Cavill too. And I have no issue with Henry Cavill being
I don't
Superman.
either.
Hold on. But before we go any further with that,
Going in with the dumpster
before we
fire.
go any further with that, we got a special guest in the audience right now, Mr. Ty Mock, Bruce Leroy. From
Yes, sir.
Dragon.
Yes, sir. Ain't no question who the last dragon is, Jack.
That's what I was saying. We were gonna finish this segment and then bring him up to have a conversation
Okay, but
about the movie.
Ty Mock, would you like to weigh in on this?
Oh, I agree with everything you're saying. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you meant everything was right on point.
And I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. So okay.
Now shut up at this point.
So I'm going to ask you specifically, who would you cast as Batman?
I'll be honest with you, I have been injured for years. I'm getting better now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been under the rock. I don't know any of these new actors. And when you mentioned it, I had to go in my head because I was agreeing with you, and I couldn't think of anybody in that range of 30 to 45,
Right.
maybe,
Right.
that would play Batman.
Okay.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
okay.
I haven't been paying attention to all the shows now.
Right.
It might end up having to be an unknown.
Because you have the pull. Oh, okay.
It might end up having to be an unknown.
Because these young actors now, I don't know who they are. I stopped watching award shows because the faces are no longer familiar to me.
I think it's a person that has to have that air of mystery.
Yeah.
And the air of, see, it's different than 007, because that's more like, the guy's more suave and wearing the suit.
Right.
Batman has to get a little rough.
Okay.
Yet, he should be, you know what I'm trying to say.
No, I get that. I get that.
He has to be someone who looks like he's not a stranger to violence.
Right.
I know.
So
I
I'm
know who
going.
would play Batman.
Oh Lord.
John's favorite person.
My wife.
No.
That was good.
You like that? Hey, baby.
10 points for John.
Look directly in the camera. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Who's your favorite character? Iron Fist?
Oh, good God.
I don't know who you talking about.
Iron Fist?
Iron.
Not the guy that played
Who's the
Iron
guy
Fist.
playing Iron Fist?
I have no idea, and I don't want to know. That TV show was terrible.
Have you got somebody from the audience? Yes, ma'am.
Idris Elba.
Mike
You
went
might
out.
went out.
Idris Elba for Batman.
Is that what she said?
Idris Elba for Batman.
Idris Elba.
check.
You do know they do have a new black. The new Batman is a black guy though.
Yeah.
But I would like that.
You know what?
And he
I
won't
would-
age as bad.
Wait, y'all hush, let her talk. What you say, man?
I'd pick Idris Elba for Batman. myself.
Idris Elba.
I wouldn't have a problem with that, except for the age.
He's
I
too
think
old.
He's
Yeah.
a little
He's
advanced at this point.
I'm sorry. No one is too old to do anything. We're not going to engage in ageism up here. But
Yes, we are.
because I'm old. Because I'm old.
Yeah, we are.
But
For that,
Keanu Reeves?
what about him?
I'm just saying that.
no, I don't.
He's
John
better than
Quick
Ben
ain't
Affleck.
Batman.
He's better than Ben Affleck.
Time out is gonna come up.
I don't know what he's saying. What's Roy telling me?
Like you don't recognize
Let's
this?
go to a break.
We taking a break?
That's what that
Okay.
means. That's what that
Wait. One more comment.
I like Idris, but I agree he may be too old. But I think Denzel Washington's son, the guy from Tenet,
John David
John
Washington,
David Washington. I'd like to see him. We're gonna have Batman's gonna be black. I'd like to see him.
Okay.
I can see him as Jace Fox.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess Roy is telling me that we're going to take a break now, and we're going to come back shortly. We don't take breaks usually, so I don't know what this means.
What does that look like?
Yeah, what take a break.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Of course your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
It's just up here on the right.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a sixth sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
Hit the field, warm up. You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yeah,
So you.
it is.
There's a Buick that fits your life, because at the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
One bite of 100% Angus beef ballpark frank, and you'll say, hello, summer. Oh yeah, it's ballpark season.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft. Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more. But it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
Maureen is saving big holiday shopping at Amazon. So now she's free to become Maureen the Merrier. Food is her love language. And she really loves her grandson. Like, really loves.
Oh, that spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat.
Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless. Pick something we all like.
Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot. Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation.
We're back. Apparently, there is a torrential storm coming through the Montgomery, Alabama area. So we're going to cut this episode short. We will be back tomorrow, yes. And I have to thank everyone who stayed and helped us with this episode. Thank you all very much. But yes, and please, before we go, we have to welcome our guest, Timac. Thank you for joining us and hanging out with us for 30 seconds while we say our goodbyes. But yes, the Urban Nerd Con will be here again in Montgomery tomorrow on Sunday. And that's it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Well, we'll say something real quick, then we'll get out.
Okay.
Well, I like, so far I've enjoyed Alabama. Everybody's like wonderful and, you know, it's good vibes. But
Yes,
I've never been in a torrential rainstorm like an Alabama one. So when you said you need to get out of here, come on,
right.
I'm
down. Let's do that.
Good night.
Yeah, let's rock.
Yeah, we out. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
We also help to expand their audiences, which will